I hope that you guys just heard what I said. It is a super skill. If you want to be super rich, you want to be super successful, you want to be super happy in your life, you want to have great relationships, you need this skill. So what I want us to do is to start becoming more conscious, start choosing things in a better way for ourselves, and start creating a life that's going to gear us to really take advantage of the opportunities that are going to show up for us in the years to come.
This podcast is brought to you by the Integrated Human. We work up, down, inside out to plug yourself into your potential. If you want to see what we are up to and what's next, sign up to our newsletter or follow us on social media. If you like what we are doing, we really appreciate it if you can like our post on social media and YouTube and help us grow.
All right. Welcome to the Big and Small Podcast. I'm Jason Shields, and I'm big.
Sorry. And I'm Marit Gabrielsen, and I'm the tiny one.
Yeah, what?
Like, I'm big.
I'm
like,
big.
Jason's rehabilitation over a hip, so he's not exercising as much. You're just like, I'm big. Sorry.
I just got fat shamed.
You sounded like you did it to yourself.
Yeah.
I'm big.
I'm so big.
You're not that big.
Yeah.
Rehabilitation is going well.
Donuts. Just saying donuts. Wish I had donuts.
Wish
now.
I had donuts.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was just you caught me off guard. Yes.
So, getting stronger every day.
I'm
so grateful. I'm so grateful. Having been put outside my life twice. And when I say life, of course, all of the roles and the job that I have and all the routines that I have has been very interesting because number one, I get to see the brilliance of you, Marit, that's able to structure and hold the structure in our lives. But your amazing husband who's able to show up like a hero, working as many hours now as you, because he's never done that quite like you have.
Now he's working.
But now he's working from 7 until 7. He's
to 9.
It's a 9. Wow, it's a beast mode, just to support, but also, exercising his brilliance and talent as a chiropractor, and Rutger and you as well that are taking the jiu-jitsu club and doing the lessons and following up the students there. One of the students today I talked to, I've been away and people start jiu-jitsu and they're like, yeah, I've almost not had any trainings with you. So they don't even remember me almost,
No.
They know I'm there, but I've always been the guy who's rehabilitating myself from the surgery, So doing a stellar job there. So it's interesting to see when you take away your life, how do you feel? You take away, from the whole Zen tradition, you're not your thoughts. You're not your emotions. You're not your body. But a lot of people would say that they are their job and their activities and their relationships. But when you're kind of isolated, you're taken away from the skill set that you practice all the time. You are no longer meaningful in the same way for other people, because meaningful for other people is not necessarily something that happens from the inside of you. It's how they perceive you, how they can utilize your services or your presence. But when you're not there, you don't get that feedback, right? So then you definitely have to kind of find that peace inside yourself in change. And that's such an interesting thing.
Well, it emphasizes the who are you when no one's watching.
Yeah.
But just to a very even deeper extent.
Yeah, totally.
Because usually that has to do with training or diet or discipline.
Yeah.
Towards a goal.
Yeah.
But what when you got to be put on pause and your goals are kind of, you can't do them yet.
Yeah, your goals are literally standing up and taking 3 steps.
Yes, exactly.
So you lose a lot of stuff, but you also gain a little weight, maybe. So full circle now. And we hit it. Yeah, full circle. So I'm big.
It's big.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, not that bad.
Not that bad. No, then when it gets that bad, we
tell the truth.
we tell the truth, and
Yeah.
then we go. We need to look at the diet a little bit right now.
Exactly.
We're not there. We're far from it.
Marit woke me up last time in my first relationship. She's like, yo, we need to do something about that pooch.
Something like that. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you did, and
Yeah,
within 3 weeks we were back.
Yep. That's it.
So, talk about bad days today.
Yeah, please. Like getting fat and crippled's not enough. Let's go back. Let's get it.
Oh my god. Hard podcast today.
Yeah.
Now talking about bad days because they happen. Yeah. I just find them interesting because before I started the integrated human process.
Yeah.
And if you're new to the podcast, when we talk about the integrated human process, it's about awakening process. It's not about self-authoring. I got that word.
Nice.
Self-authoring.
Well
it's
done.
about actually expanding the author.
Yes.
Expanding the book.
Exactly.
Expanding the box. So it's an awakening process. And so before I started that, I think the bad days, you were in them. You didn't maybe notice the good and bad days. You were just doing stuff. And sometimes you were just sad, and sometimes you were angry, and sometimes you were happy and stuff like that. And I think the more I've done the process, the more I see the, how to say it, you notice the days more.
Yes.
Which can be if you've done this quite a bit, it also a little bit tiring. Because you notice the days so much. You notice more and more nuanced within the day how you actually are, and getting more and more fine-tuned with it. And I wished, maybe this is coming, it's not there yet at least, that you kind of could end where you have it good, but you don't get kind of caught up so much in it. But I found that the more one do this, the more nuanced one days become, good and bad. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And the difference how you handle them. So first of all, you notice them a lot more, which is a little bit tiring to begin with, because usually you have a little bit more of the bad days than the good ones, because the good ones are just good. They're not so suffering, so you're not getting caught up in them so much. But in the other side, because I would like to say there's a big difference between working with the day and just ignoring the feeling of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that's a very important aspect to get out. It's not that you just, so you have panic or anxiety or anger or depression, that you ignore it and just go, well, I'm still going to go to work and I'm just going to kind of work through it, but ignoring it. Mm-hmm. It's more working with it. Mm-hmm. So you take more, not choices, more, you make the more nuanced. You make the day more nuanced to cope with the thing that's happening. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Do you want to expand on it?
No.
Okay.
I lack of words.
Okay. Well, I find that to be a very good description. Number one, becoming aware is not necessarily the absence of pain.
No, I would say almost the opposite.
It's the opposite, because it's kind of like when you walk through your day, and at the end of the day, you look at your leg and you see a bruise, and you're like, where did I get that bruise? Like, how in the world?
Exactly.
That contra actually feeling yourself kicking the chair, and
and feeling that the rest of the day.
Feeling the rest of the day. Exactly. You know it's there, right? So that's the first thing. And waking up and getting your eyes opened doesn't necessarily mean that you find less dust in the corners, less cobwebs, and
you get more of them.
You turn on the lights and you go, shit, I can't live with this, because you could live with it before you didn't know it was there. So that's one thing. The other thing is the directionality of energy. So when I'm happy and I'm and like you and I have, taking it to a whole nother level, just
taking my tea over here.
Woot, woot, woot. Yeah. When you're having a good time, you're having this great barbecue and the energy is great. The energy of happiness and elation and celebration is outward, isn't it?
Mm.
You're like, yeah, let's go, blah, 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 blah. But when you're depressed or sad, everything's going what direction?
Inward.
It's going inward. So the things that happen around you land deeper inside you
Mm.
because your
Makes sense.
energy is not pushing out. It's moving
Pulling in.
it's pulling in. So you pull in the things that are happening also. So you feel when you have that, let's just pick an emotion, sadness, for example. You start kind of registering sad reasons to be sad, things that could have been better, things that didn't fulfill, because you're allowing those frequencies to land in your heart. And you're more aware, so then you feel them a lot. So it's like a lot to handle, actually.
What you put your postage stamp focus on.
Exactly. What you put your postage stamp focus on. And then because of the directionality of the energy, you allow it almost deeper into your body. You know, a person who's happy all the time, are they very deep people, or are they usually a little superficial? Hey, how you doing? I'm doing great. Yeah, hi, how are you? It's not like, wow, this is the greatest thing ever. What's the meaning of life? That's not the time that they ask the meaning of life. It's more like, yeah, exactly. Why? Yeah. You know, so understanding this emotional and energetic direction and dynamic, you can name it because you're aware.
You can frame it.
You can frame it, exactly. You realize what the context is. And then you have to find a way to integrate the bad days, right? So integrating the bad days can be, one, finding a way to change the frame so that sadness becomes compassion, because they're very similar, right?
Opposite side of the circle.
Exactly. But they're almost the same emotion. I'm
the same
frequency,
yeah,
in a way.
Yeah, just a different plus or minus behind it.
Exactly. It's just different polarity, right? So my compassion is, I'm sad for your feeling such, or I'm in tune and sad for, in a way. So so you can change the frame. So a lot of people who have lots of sadness are able to change the frame and become extremely compassionate. Right?
A lot of caretakers, you see, have a lot of sadness in them.
Exactly. They have a lot of sadness. And when they get tired, they're super sad and empty. And or not very empty, but they're very low and inside. And when they have more energy, they become a little bit more compassionate and maybe some happiness and fulfilled and all that. But that's kind of their frame.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Now, the other part of changing a frame is knowing that the emotion is not you, and that it's a frequency, and that you can find a way to focus on something to change the frequency, right? And sometimes it's, stupid videos. I think one of the best ones I've seen from Eirik, your husband, he sent you that video on motivating your socks.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, it broke.
Right now,
you.
I'm really on the phone. What's it called?
Diet.
Yeah, let's call it phone. I'm on a big phone diet.
Yeah.
But I actually just remembered a video the other day and was just laughing my ass off.
Phone fast would be
phone
better.
Fast.
Yeah.
Phone fast. Phone fast.
Yes.
Yes.
Not fast on your phone, but fasting.
But fasting
from the phone.
From the phone. But then it's very stupid to explain this on a podcast with visual, but it's about just someone that's trying to put on a Christmas ornament, and their wife is just pulling out the cords. It's light and not light and light and not light. But those makes me just giggle.
Yeah.
Because I remember, I know the frustration.
Yeah, you know the frustration, exactly.
And I know this could happen at home.
Yeah, exactly. And do you remember when I stepped on the back of the scale was it Worlds?
Yes, exactly.
I'm like, what? You broke weight.
One of the best examples that emotions can change super quick.
Yeah, instantly.
Very interesting. Yeah. I was going on not the World Championship. You were going for the World Championship. I was going for an Las Vegas Open tournament, and was of course stressing with the weight. And when I'm stressed out, my fallbacks are usually angry and anxiety and panic. And was losing myself, and because it's pulling you out of the body, and you should be really in your body when you do martial arts. And then I was standing on the scale, and I can just, it's pounds,
Yeah.
so it should be like 124 pounds, but it goes 110, 120, 130, 150, and I'm losing my shit
Because you can't lose
I'm so far off weight.
Yeah.
And then I look down, there's a foot there.
Yeah.
And I just turn around and I whip you with whatever I had in my hand. It was a belt or something.
Yeah.
And you don't, just so that said, you never do that to your coach. Like it's not, you don't do that to your coach ever.
Yeah.
But it was such a, I just pulled out of that moment.
Yeah.
And you expected it, so you covered up, and you should see the other people around. They were just like,
"Oh my god!"
Yeah. So it was one of my best examples that yes, things can change like this, especially when it comes to states.
Yes.
And I would say we talked about this not too long ago, and I think that could be an interesting podcast theme later. But the difference between an emotional state, because at this point it was a state, not just a feeling. I was in a bad state.
Yes.
So then we needed something like this to drop that state. But when it comes to the emotions and the bad days, I would say the reason why it's worth it, the reason why people should do this process, and I've seen this in some of our amazing clients now. I'm in awe over them, how they can stand in some of the worst shit I've ever heard about, and they're still standing so strong. And they're having they're not having it good. Far from it. They're
because the situation shit.
It's a situation shit, but the way they're handling it.
Yes.
And for me, I would say the difference, one of the biggest difference was that the way I'm doing it now doesn't lead to a burnout.
Exactly. That's right.
But the other one leads to burnout.
Yes.
And sickness. And this one doesn't.
Exactly.
You feel the bruise more.
Yeah.
But you can still be okay.
And you also probably don't kick the same chair next time.
No,
that's the difference.
You're at least aware that it's
instead
there.
Of it's the same thing coming back and back and back, thinking that this is me or this is my karma or no, dude, there's a chair. You kick the chair. Stop kicking the chair. Every time you get up, you push it back. When you walk by, you kick it. Stop doing that. Oh,
yeah, and you become good at prioritizing what's worth it. Yes. What shouldn't be done instead of just canceling everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Which was because before I would just go so hard until there were not more rope to pull. Like
collapse.
You're empty. There's not a single drop left in the bucket.
No, exactly. And interestingly enough, so you are probably the toughest person I've ever met.
Super tough.
Yeah, you are.
Thank you.
Because you never did anything easy.
I don't know how, I believe.
Yeah, well, you're starting to get smarter about it, but you still have that whole, and you also don't want to wait for anything, especially when it comes to you. So like if you could like take a paper cut on your finger every day for 1,000 years and in the end lose your finger, you would rather take the knife and cut the finger off.
It.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you take it.
You just cut the finger off and let's get moving. Like you.
Yeah, I'd rather do that 100%.
You have such.
Who will take paper cuts?
Yeah, but
to their finger.
A paper cut on the finger. Like, come on now, right?
Oh my god!
But
that takes so long.
Yeah, right. But my point is that you want things now, and you will put yourself through the level of pain that's necessary in order to make things happen now. I would say you're in the healthy rush, but sometimes it's not healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you want it now. And that allows you to get amazing achievements quickly. Like I always say, you transformed 100 lifetimes in 2 years,
We're still not there.
You died 1,000 times, right? And came back, a badass. The interesting thing is that it shows how strong you are as a person. Not that I'm saying that everybody should do that way, but
I don't recommend
it shows how resilient you are and how actually much in love with your life that you are actually, because you come back, reset, and continue working. And that means that your ability to achieve, once you can do anything and you have the resilience and toughness, how can you be stopped? Like, you literally cannot be stopped. And that's the way you create that person, right? So you have these qualities. So moving forward in your life, I know that you can tolerate so much. Now it's becoming aware so that you don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to tolerate so much. You can
Working
choose.
on it.
Exactly. You can choose to take, okay, now it's time to like put the rain hat on because it's going to storm, baby. Like, let's put the jacket on. Let's get it going, right? Okay, now it's going to be a fireball. Let's fucking go. But you don't have to have a fireball every day.
No, exactly.
And that's the greatest amazing change in total capacity I've ever seen in any human being, actually. In any human being. And I've coached a lot of people.
Yeah, you have coached a shit ton of people.
But that's whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. So it's good for something.
It's good for something.
Yeah, it's good for something.
Spitting there.
Good for something.
No, it's good for something.
Yeah. So, and very impressive.
Well, thank you.
Yes. And yeah.
No.
But integrating it in your life. Now, let's say that I feel horrible, right? Does that justify me to not still show up and do the work?
Oh, that's what it doesn't.
Exactly. And that's what people don't understand.
And that's the difference between now and before.
Yeah.
I would say before the awakening, now you know what that is. So you kind of, again, it's so important for me to emphasize it's not to ignore it.
Yes.
Because that leads to burnout. I tried it. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's about understanding it's there, but still doing the job.
Exactly.
But maybe cancel that dinner.
Yeah.
For instance, if that's not important enough, and you can ask your husband, can we do the dinner inside?
Yes. Exactly.
You can adjust, but you don't quit.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's about finding the right level of tolerance.
Yeah.
Without just keeping the same pressure on the pedal.
Yeah. Exactly.
But that's so important because people think that means kind of just going over the emotion and ignoring it and continue working.
Exactly. Instead of having it with you, but still doing the job.
Exactly.
Still providing the customer service, still showing up, but working with it. And that's a nuance that a person has to experience inside themselves, right? So it's kind of like, I don't bitch out. I just go so hard that I end up wrecking myself so much that I can't work.
Exactly.
That's the other one is, I have to be 100% or I can't do anything. Those are the two bitch outs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and you hear that so much from everybody. Yeah, but I'm not 100%, so I can't do anything. Yeah. So it's like either 0 or 100, or the full on and bitch out because you wreck yourself, crash yourself. And I've done both of those things. I know what both of those things are. So it's not.
They're not.
It's universal. So it's not like you're a bad person if you have that in you.
We all have them. That's the whole point. Yeah, we've done it.
Exactly.
Then we did something different.
Exactly. And I remember having this conversation with one of my friends, and I told him, I said, you have an issue following up your side of the promise. And he said, well, what do you mean? I said, well, I paying you
for a
service, right? And he says, yeah. And I said, well, that money is it variable pretty much, or is it pretty constant? You can take it, of course there's inflation and all that, but it's pretty solid. Like if I say $100, it's $100. It doesn't turn into $80, or it doesn't turn into $50 suddenly anyway. Of course, some guy out there is going to say, yeah, but it's been a devaluation of dollars over time, and it's lost 90% of its value since 1877. Yeah. But I pull $100 out of my pocket and I give it to you. It's $100. All right. But sometimes the guy would come in and he would give me $110 worth of value, which seemed pretty good, right? But then next time he would give me 40. And the time after that, he wouldn't show up at all. And the time after that, he'd give me 50. And the time after that, he maybe give me 90 because now he knows that I accept taking 40 and I didn't complain when he didn't show up. So now he thinks he's doing me a favor when he's giving me $40 worth of service for $100. So all this time I've paid him $600 and he's giving me like $120 and change. Maybe a little more, maybe 220. Okay. You do the math, you go back, rewind, do the math. But you understand my point. So if you want more money in your life, you must be as consistent as money. I'm going to repeat that. If you want more money in your life, you must be as consistent as money. And that doesn't mean always giving $20 of service for $100. Everybody wants that. I just want to show up and be me and sometimes do something and get paid full. Of course. Now, bringing this up, of course, everybody listening to this are evolving human beings, and I don't need to say this, but this is actually a mechanic that people are not aware of. They have not awakened to the fact that once they start getting paid a wage, they forget that they're getting paid to do something. So it's like, yeah, I always get my wages in at the end of the month, and I show up at work whenever I want to show up at work, or I do the work whenever I want to do the work.
Usually
or I kind
you
of
feel like work is owing you something.
Exactly. You forget that the wages are related to the hourly work or the work at work, it's the work that you're doing at work. So this is a powerful concept because you're not going to have consistent days. Your emotions sometimes are going to be high and sometimes they're going to be low. Sometimes they're going to be inward moving, sometimes outward moving. Sometimes your head's going to be clear. Sometimes it's not going to be clear. Sometimes your knees are going to hurt. Your hips going to hurt. Did I miss any of my patient adjustments because my hips were hurting?
No.
None.
Quite insane.
Yeah, none. And I was sick. I was broken. I could hardly walk to a restaurant, but I still showed up and did the work and gave great adjustments. The point is that being consistent and being able to manage your thoughts, manage your emotions, and manage your body is a super skill, guys. I hope that you guys just heard what I said. It is a super skill. If you want to be super rich, you want to be super successful, you want to be super happy in your life, you want to have great relationships, you need the skill of performing even though you're high or low so that your performance is consistent in your relationships, your performance is consistent at work, your performance is, and your ideas are your ideas and not the random crap that your brain generates because it's been subliminally dominated by Instagram or whatever, that you keep on your track. You keep your train of thought.
Mm-hmm.
That's for you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Instead of allowing your thoughts to rule you and push you out. All of these things are super important. That's how you become a super success. That's where you are right now, where you're getting the things in your life that you've been wanting. I mean, you just look at the achievements that you have. It's insane. It's insane, Marit.
Pretty good.
It's amazing, right? But that comes from your consistency. It comes from your ability to come back and continue working. And I wish that for everybody out there. I wish that for everyone. But then you have to do the inner work because your power doesn't come from your tiny frame. Your power comes from your supercharged brain, your supercharged heart, and your willingness to stand in the fucking fire when you could take a step to the side, but you know that you're working for something in your life that's in your train of thought, that's powered by your emotions, that's a destiny that you want to manifest. And then you're getting it.
That's why we do the Integrated Human.
Boom shakalaka. That's it. Exactly right. That's exactly right. So that's naming it, framing it, and integrating it and making that bad stuff your bitch. If I can say that.
Yep. Well, mute. Our editor can go like
beep. Yeah.
So
that's great. So remember, you matter. Unless you multiply yourself by the speed of light squared, then you're energy. But if you can't be energy, matter.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. We hope you felt we added something to your day and hopefully your life. If you want to learn more, subscribe to our newsletter and find us at integrated-human.com. That is integrated-human.com. Integrated Human on YouTube and other social media platforms. Have a great day and thank you again for listening. Love, light, and upgrade from us at the Integrated Human team.